প্রচলিত শক্তি উৎসের ভাড়ারে যখন টান পড়ছে প্রতিনিয়ত, তখন অপ্রচলিত শক্তিকে ব্যবহার করে গুরুত্ব বাড়ছে বিদ্যুৎ উৎপাদনের। আর কলকাতার সৌরবিজ্ঞানী এস.পি. গঞ্জ চৌধুরী দীর্ঘদিন ধরেই গবেষণা করছেন এই বিষয়টিকে নিয়ে। সম্প্রতি ক্যালকলিংকে দেওয়া এক একান্ত সাক্ষাৎকারে সোলার এনার্জির গুরুত্ব এবং রোডম্যাপ সহ একাধিক বিষয়ে মতামত তুলে ধরলেন আমাদের প্রতিনিধিকে।
The progress of solar energy in India now it is quite good, particularly for last 4-5 years. You know, it is picking up after the announcement of the National Solar Mission. But before that also I can remember we started this program in the country in the year 1981-82, long, very long back, almost 32-33 years back. And there was a lull period, of course, when we started, you know, many people were thinking that solar energy will be applicable to only remote rural areas, and beyond that there will be no application. But gradually, you know, the solar energy has been mainstream, and now the market has been developed, and solar energy is at par with other type of power generation like coal or thermal, other thermal power or hydropower. So now that business you know, orientation has come, that solar energy make business, that concept has come, and as such you know, the progress is quite good. And the earlier government, you know, they announced the National Solar Mission as 20,000 megawatt by the year 2022. Now the new government has you know, enhanced that target. They are now planning for 34,000 megawatt. So the point is 34,000 megawatt means at least say 8 crores per megawatt. 8 into 30,000, 34,000 is huge money. So I think and lot of employment is being generated, and also you know, lot of emission we are reducing, carbon dioxide emission, which is you know, really we are all aware about the global warming and other thing, and emission is the main culprit for global warming and the climate change. So with all this thing in view, you know, Indian solar energy program is just going to a very you know, aggressive stage now. It was a little bit passive for the period of 1995 to say 2002-3, but beyond that, when 2006 we first came out with the concept of grid connected solar power plant, and 2009 we commissioned the first solar power plant of the country, large size in Asansol. Then it has picked up. Now we have installed capacity of solar power plant is 2,670 megawatt. So from 2 megawatt in last 4.5 years, from 2 megawatt it has gone up to 2,670 megawatt. You see, as such, with this type of policy and whatever we have in various states, state policies and central policies, I think it will be difficult to achieve that 34,000 megawatt target. You see, our policy should be more aggressive. You know, any target, large, big target, good vision we can have, but side by side, if we don't have the policy, you know, we can't achieve the target. It is very good to have a dream, but for achieving that dream objective, you know, you need a roadmap and the action plan. So we do have action plan, we do have mission policy, but it is not enough. You see, in other countries like Germany or even Australia and California, the countries like that, they are much more aggressive in this respect. We speak more that we will do this thing, but side by side equally important is the policy. That those policies are not yet really, you know, properly framed. It is there, but that is not enough, you know, to achieve that type of target. Maybe with this type of policy in next 7-8 years time we may achieve say 15,000 megawatt or 16,000 megawatt, but very difficult to achieve 34,000 megawatt. So all the state should have a policy. There should not be any political hitch that it is a central government policy, it is a state government policy, it is a this state policy. It should be almost uniform, and the incentive scheme should be uniform throughout the country. Then really solar energy will be disseminated throughout the country. Otherwise, you know, some portion of the country will be really installing solar energy and they will become very rich in solar power installation, and other part, those who are not having good policies, they will not have any solar power plant or maybe very meager capacity. So this type of imbalance you know, I think for solar energy all the states should sit together with the central government and they should decide that there should be, it is uniform policy, and based on that uniform policy, based on the resources, you know, what I always advocate, you know, based on the resources. In the eastern part of the country, you know, the solar radiation is little bit less. So, if we really want that solar energy should be equally distributed, then the eastern part of the country should have little bit, you know, more incentives for solar power plant. So, this type of judicious planning and the incentive policy if we can make, then it is not difficult to achieve 34,000 megawatt, but we must have that type of continuous upgradation of the policy, which we have now. It has to be upgraded, otherwise it would be difficult. You see, technology is a very dynamic thing. I am sure finally maybe in the year 2050, 2060, solar energy will be really one of the options, there is no doubt in it. But the point is, now if we want to make solar energy as a major contributor, then as I mentioned, the policy and everything should be the mindset, the mindset of the people, that yes, it is also equally good. But one point we should remember, that solar energy, wind energy, all renewables except this hydro are highly climate dependent, even hydro is climate dependent. So, you must have a base load station, you know. So, do not think today that solar energy is going to solve the problem for 24/7. Solar energy is quite good as a peak shaving during daytime, say millions of pumps are running in the country. So, that can easily be energized from solar power. So, it is a huge, you know, peak shaving. So, air conditioners mostly in the office time from say 9 AM to 5 PM, 6 PM, when sun is at peak, you know, at that time this thing you know, works. So, so we can consider, I believe for the time being, for next 10 years or 8 years, we should consider solar energy as a daytime peak shaving system, peak shaving power plant, and we should plan our all the schemes and other thing in that line. Our thinking should be, there should be a shift in the thinking, that storage of, because storage we could not develop worldwide, good storage, still it is a big challenge for the scientific and technological community. So, storage we could not develop. So, we have developed, but it is not enough to say store 100 megawatt of power, very difficult. Only one power plant we are trying to do at Purulia to store 250 megawatt power, first in the whole world if it comes up, but it is a difficult task. So, my point will be, you see, in the daytime we should opt for solar power, and night time as usual coal and other fossil fuel base, and whatever we are producing from solar, that coal will be saved and that will be adequate to, you know, continue for another 50 years. So, for the timing it should be our, there is some technological limitation in solar power, because as I mentioned we can't assure 24/7 with the present form of technology, but a lot of other technologies are coming, you know. With that the climate is not really, the day and night is not really the issue, you know. There could be you know, there could be a grid, you know, the green grid, which will say, which will be from Thailand or Myanmar to say Middle East. So, you see, Myanmar to Middle East there is a time difference of 5 hours. So, this 5 hours, when Myanmar gets sun, Middle East is not getting sun at that time, early morning, they are in midnight. So, they will start generating mega power, and when Myanmar goes dark, at that time Middle East is generating. And if there is a grid, international grid concept, because road is connected, I always look forward, you know, road connectivity is coming up, isn't it, from Myanmar to this way. So, even up to Malaysia we can go. So, if this thing happens really, along with that there will be a regional grid, and in that regional grid, you know, in place of 12 hours day, you are getting 16 or 17 hours daytime. So, that type of thing will happen only in next 20, 25, 30 years time. So, up to this 20 years time, we should concentrate on daytime peak shaving from solar power. Yes, West Bengal, fortunately you see, West Bengal was really pioneer in off grid, Sagar Island was the first, mini grid concept in the remote areas in the country, in the South Asia. The 2 megawatt power plant was also, first time megawatt level power plant in this region of the world. But the point is, this policy is a very important issue. We set up it, but without any policy. You see, side by side our policy was not properly shaped and properly announced, but
both the center and the state.
no, central government, they announced their policy, but here we did not accept that, along with the policy. Somehow you see that did not happen, the central government policy we have not accepted at that level. So, you see, but immediately at that level, Rajasthan, Gujarat and other Maharashtra, those states, they accepted the central government policy. They snatched some project. Initially it was 100 megawatt project, which was, at that time tariff, I can remember tariff was given by Government of India 17 rupees 46 paisa, which was very, very high, very lucrative tariff. But West Bengal at that time, due to absence of policy, we missed the entire bus. So, that 100 megawatt program we lost, though we tried, but we lost due to absence of policy. It was in the year 2010, I believe it was in the year 2010. So, we lost it. Government of India told that state should have these two conditions, they imposed two conditions, that this power has to be purchased by the state distribution company, and similarly one or two more conditions, and that should be notified. But somehow our state distribution company did not do that within that time period. They did it, but after 2 months. So, in the meantime entire 100 megawatt was allocated, and we at that high tariff, even Jharkhand got out of 100 megawatt 8 megawatt that has been commissioned. We missed that, and since we missed that,
When it happened?
2010, 2009-10, 2009-10 it happened, and when we missed that, nobody was interested about West Bengal. Up to Odisha people came, up to Jharkhand, because we are not having policy. So, they were thinking that we are not going to get Government of India incentive if we put it up in West Bengal. So, we missed the bus. Then 2-3 years, last 2-3 years, all of us, the activists, the other people who are pro solar, they tried to convince the policymakers and other people, and finally now our regulation, everything is there, but in the meantime, as I mentioned, we missed the bus. Now of course some people are coming, we have 7 megawatt, after 2 megawatt 1 5 megawatt project has come at Durgapur additional, and some rooftop project have also come, but still we are lagging behind, we have to go very, very fast if we really want to catch up the states like Gujarat or Rajasthan, and I believe we will do that. Now in the recent past the government is changing some policy, they are accepting some new ideas. So, I believe maybe again if we jump up on this, we will be able to achieve, because storage project in the whole world, storage project more than 500 kilowatt is not available in the whole world. And in Purulia pump storage scheme, it is a water storage scheme, and basically I conceived this project 4 years back, and that water storage will be there up to 250 megawatt generation. That means you pump the water during daytime and you are making solar energy a reliable source of power. Solar energy as such is not a reliable source of power. So, in Purulia we are making through water solar energy as a real reliable source of power. Rooftop policy, yes, maybe in next 2 months state government, Calcutta Corporation and NKDA and the British High Commission, DFID, they and Ashden India, jointly they are making a policy. The draft policy is through now, and it will be finalized within say 1 month time, and then I believe there will be a very large rooftop solar system in city like Calcutta. There will be a big market. The consumers are, it is an open market. There will be some companies who will be selling out this type of products. Consumer will pick and choose according to their choice. They will select the company, they will put it up, and the consumer will sign an agreement with CSC or WBS, that is Discom, distribution company, we have installed a solar power plant of say 20 kilowatt or 15 kilowatt, and whatever power they will generate, they will push into the grid, or they will be connected with the grid, they will consume it, surplus power will go into the grid, and for generation of that, what will happen, they will get per unit some generation based incentive, that has not been finalized what will be the generation based incentive, but they will get, if they generate solar power, they will get some incentive. In addition, they may also get Government of India subsidy. Floating solar, I think it is the first project in the country. We have lot of water bodies in particularly eastern part in our state also. So the floating solar will come up hopefully, the first project, which is a Government of India MNRE funded project and being executed by the research center Renewable Energy College at New Town we are putting up, and this will be commissioned. We have fixed up a target 30th November 2014. That means within next 2 months time we will commission that floating solar project.